Vegas. We're driving back and we're passing the stadium and all that stuff, and he's talking about the NFL playoffs. And apparently, like there's some like conspiracy about the colors of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's rigged. But go Niners.
So doesn't that bode well for the Niners?
I don't know.
The colors that were picked.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, the color on the bottom is the one that wins. That's the code. It's not fixed. It's just that we've brought a team to Las Vegas, and you can bet on things. And the Super Bowl's in Las Vegas this year. You know, if I talk too much about the NFL, they'll probably take us off the air. They've got more power than YouTube.
Probably.
Are we live? Is this real? Is this real life? All right. Welcome in live from Las Vegas. This is Gun Talk Live from SHOT Show, presented by Palmetto State Armory. And today, I've got a guest that many of you know because he's a recurring character on our stuff, Steve Lemenov. Welcome in, man.
Hey, Ryan. Good to be here.
All right, so Armasight, people probably know it, but, I mean, give us the rundown about Armasight first off.
So Armasight is a kind of premier night vision manufacturer. We build and design a lot of our products in the United States. We have a facility in Tempe, Arizona. So all our thermal products are built and designed in the U.S., and we make those thermal products in our facility in Tempe. And the history is long. It started to 2010. Armasight did a fantastic job in growing in the law enforcement, military sector, commercial sector. FLIR bought them, had them as a division for a couple of years. Then they decided to get out of the business. They divested the Armasight brand. 2020, fast forward to 2020, Essentia Group, parent company of like Optics Planet, Camp Saver, some other brands, approached FLIR. They bought the brand and all the IP rights and everything from FLIR, and relaunched Armasight as a subsidiary of Essentia. So and now is launching a set of unique offerings in the night vision thermal category.
Night vision thermal. We got to play with a lot of the night vision stuff this past year on Guns and Gear, and I was telling you before we started. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I've played with night vision for a decade.
Right.
I was blown away by when the white phosphor and the look that people think of when they think of night vision. This is just totally different. How would you describe it when someone goes, oh, yeah, night vision, and, the grainy green stuff? You're like, no, you don't understand.
Even though the technology's been there for, I would say, 20 years or so plus, the technology has improved significantly in terms of image intensification. And the image intensifier tubes that were available years past now are a lot higher grade, higher performance, better resolution. The specs are off the charts nowadays compared to years back. So the visual acuity, the performance has improved. If, let's say, you were dabbling in night vision maybe even 10 years ago or something, or even 5 years ago.
It's different now.
It's better. It's much better now.
Yeah, much better now. Where you can, and what that translates into for someone watching this is what can you do with this? Which probably we ought to just dive into what you have here, because this is like the ultimate as far as walking around the woods, doing hunting, whatever it might be.
Right. So we have our new thermal mini monocular, the Sidekick, and we have it available in 2 versions. And I have it on this bridge because I'll get to that part.
You're going to like this.
So it comes in two offerings, a 320 by 240 resolution and a 640 by 480 resolution, and our proprietary ArmorCore 12-micron technology. The cool thing about this, not only does it have onboard recording that we kind of expect nowadays from a thermal, but not all mini monoculars have that internal capability in recording because it's so compact and so small.
Right. You think of like, okay, you can record on those big thermal scopes, but this will record video.
Right. Records video.
How does it record? Is it?
It's internal. It has an internal hard drive, and you just has a USB-C that you can plug in the USB-C cable and download all the fun that you've experienced, video and still images. Plus, you could actually connect the USB-C and a power bank, let's say if you have a helmet or headgear, and run it for a really long time from the battery pack, because the internal batteries will only get you so far, right? With one battery, you're getting maybe 1.5 hours.
Okay.
The unit comes with a battery extender, gives you about 5.5 hours of
And
runtime.
you can attach that to your helmet if you're running a helmet. Or
if you're
something
running
like
a helmet, you could do an external power bank.
Yeah.
And run a cable, and it will give you like hours and hours of operational
Yeah.
time. The cool thing about it that if you have it like on a bridge like this, the GUI flips 180 degrees. So all the iconology is right side up, and it's not weird and confusing. And we've partnered with the Raven Bridge, and you can do a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
So besides having just thermal capability, you could have like a PVS 14 on one side and have the best of both worlds. You have the visual acuity and recognizable detail of night vision, and you have thermal, which is supreme in terms of target detection.
Yes.
Seeing through fog, seeing
Yes.
through visual obstructions like haze or light foliage. And your brain, actually, when you have it on your head, your brain will overlay it automatically.
So
it's you have like optical fusion.
Yeah, so you're getting the best of both worlds.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Thermal and night vision both have their strengths, and I guess some of them have their weaknesses. So when you run those together, you are seeing thermal and night vision
At the same time, yeah.
Even though you're seeing it through one eye on one eye on the other, your brain puts it together.
Right, right. And to improve that, actually, so because everybody's got different interpupillary distance between their eyes,
Right.
we have margin adjustments, so you could actually move the screen up and down, left and right in the thermal monocular to align it, almost perfectly with your night vision device and get the best user experience possible.
And you said there's also, you can kind of customize the display and the data or whatever.
You could customize. It has like different palettes. You have image enhancements built into the device. So a lot of cool advanced features, and we have them available in different kits. So what you can do is. We try to take all the guesswork out. We offer, let's say, the Team 1D Bump XFL helmet with a Wilcox mount that's also branded Armasight. I think we're the only ones that
awesome.
have a partnership with Wilcox doing that. We have a partnership with the Raven Group to offer this awesome bridge where you can actually have two thermal monoculars and have like a thermal goggle or a single thermal monocular just for one eye, or you could have a combination like this, thermal and night vision, and it all comes in one kit depending on the variation that you and the configuration you want. Price points will vary, but you get all one package in
It's
a
just
convenient
turnkey.
Yeah, turnkey.
Because this is super cool, but if you're kind of getting into it, you're like, how do I do? Okay, there's a mount, and I've got a night vision, I've got a thermal, I need a helmet, I need a Wilcox mount, I need an extra battery.
Right.
But you guys can go, here's the package. Just buy it, it's done.
Yeah, and it comes in a nice case. Everything fits in perfectly, and you're good to go. I'm sure being in the gun industry for as many years as you've been, you've faced where you're trying to maybe save a buck, and you go to one source, you buy a component, you lower trigger this, and sometimes the fitment isn't there, and you're like, man, I got this, I can't use it, I got to send it back, or I got to sell it to a buddy, and you got to do a lot of research, you got to waste a lot of time, and time is money nowadays. So we try to alleviate that customer poor experience by them trying to fumble around and waste a lot of time doing a lot of research, where we do all the legwork for them and just offer a package that is appropriate for their utility. For their best case use scenario, and they could just buy a turnkey solution from us.
Yeah, he's probably like, okay, is this intended for hunting? Is this for security?
Right.
What are you doing with it? Also, depending on how you set it up, you might be running an AR with an IR laser.
Right.
And now you're using the IR laser as your aiming device, and you can actually keep these on.
Yeah, you'll see it with the night vision, because thermal can't see the IR laser. It's a different wave
That's
spectrum.
What I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
So you could actually get out of the way if you want to, if you have a red dot,
you
or
can
some
flip
other,
it up and use it.
Yeah, or this, or if it's not comfortable,
it's
very
infinite.
modular.
It's infinite.
It's very modular.
And I guess they could also kind of tailor it to what their budget might be, right? Because
Absolutely.
there's different levels
Yes.
of night vision as well.
Yeah. So we work with Elbit Systems of America. They manufacture some of the best image intensifier tubes in the world. That's why you had such a great experience with those white phosphorus units that we sent to you guys.
It's unreal, guys.
Incredible specs, and we're one of their largest customers, and they give us the cream of the crop of the tubes.
I know people are probably watching this going, okay, this is really cool, but they're thinking, night vision thermal sounds expensive. It's not, and I would say, Yeah, it's not cheap, but like, what ballpark, what range are we talking about?
For the Sidekick 320, you're looking at about $22.99.
Okay.
As entry level. The 640 is only like $1,000 more. It's $32.99.
Okay.
And then the night vision, it's what kind of, depending on the tube. So, we have entry level tubes like the Bravo tubes. We have the Pinnacle tubes. We have the Pinnacle Elite tubes, and there's different grades depending on the performance.
How fast do you want to go?
Yeah, exactly. So the price scale, is wide, and depending if you just want the monocular or if you want the whole kit, it's there's a range. But I think it's well worth it because, again, you get what you pay for usually.
Absolutely, especially with this stuff.
Yeah, with this stuff, you don't want to, you want to buy once, cry once, right?
Buy once, cry once, and this is a special. I always say it's a superpower. You can walk around in the dark, and I mean, detecting bad guys or animals or whatever it may be. I mean, you have an unfair advantage, which whether it's defending your life or just going chasing critters, we like an unfair advantage.
Of course, right.
How do they find out more? How do they purchase it?
Well, we're available in a lot of online and store locations, but to get the most up-to-date information, visit Armasight.com.
Okay.
Everything's on our website: specs, descriptions, images. We have a good blog section that goes through the technology and kind of an educational history of night vision and thermal, how things work. So there's a lot of resources on Armasight.com, and I encourage the viewers to take a look.
And I'm sure they can buy it on Optics Planet as well, right?
Optics Planet, actually directly from us on Armasight.com.
Okay.
A lot of places actually online.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you have somebody who goes, Steve, I know you're in that night vision thermal world. I want to get started. And I get those gun questions because I'm the friend who's the gun guy.
Right.
You get those questions.
Right.
What is your answer? What's your advice to your buddies who are like, where do I start? And, if I had to buy one thing.
Honestly, because the pricing of thermal has gotten down so significantly, night vision has maintained its price point over the years because it's like a commodity. It's a rare commodity because there's a finite amount of these image intensifier tubes that can be produced at
the
one
material
time.
Needed and all that.
Yeah, and it's a very difficult process. It's a very difficult process to manufacture these tubes. With night vision, it's economies of scale. The sensors are produced in mass for various industries. For the thermal, yeah.
Okay.
So thermal pricing, as we've seen over the years, has significantly dropped. And you could actually buy a good quality thermal monocular for cheaper than you can for a good quality night vision device.
It's funny because it didn't used to be that way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So maybe if you're saying, well, I just want to get one thing and have part of the superpower.
Yeah. Well, actually, thermal is a fantastic superpower.
Oh, dude.
It has incredible advantages for scouting, search and rescue, game retrieval.
Game retrieval. I mean, a lot of people go, well, I'm not Mr. Tactical. Let me tell you. Game changer. You shoot a deer at last light. That's usually when you shoot them. That's when you shoot the big ones. That is a game changer. It could be 300 yards out there, and you go, yeah, there he is. He's glowing like a big old white dot.
Or the blood trail. Follow the blood trail if there's brush.
Sure.
There's so many applications. And the fact that you can see through like light foliage, visual obstructions like fog and haze really gives you an advantage in the field.
It's also, when you're going in and out, you can kind of scout what's happening before you go in so you don't bump deer.
Or get skunked. KJ, I know, he's told me that story.
KJ and skunks, I don't know what the deal is with him and skunks, but it's an ongoing battle that we'll have to talk about another time, guys. Cool. Steve, thanks for showing us what's new with Armasight. If you guys are interested, go check it out, armasight.com.
Yes, sir.
And you're probably going to end up with one or two, and then you're going to have to get like, okay, now I need a bump helmet. Now I need another one. My son needs one, whatever. It's just super fun, and if you've never done it, it's probably the most fun you can have out there in the woods. Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live from SHOT Show. We'll be back with more very soon, all presented by Palmetto State Armory.
Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live. For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can always watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.